What's up? Welcome back to POV Pottery. Today we are going to roll, design, carve, and test handmade ceramic stamps. Let's get started. To start with, you gotta get some clay, soft, squishy clay. And you're also going to need a surface on which you can work. Now, the best surfaces are going to be porous so that the clay doesn't stick to the surface, to your working surface. Have your soft wet clay. A little bit of water on the palms is always good. I'm going to make a ball, and then I'm going to roll a carrot-sized, carrot-shaped stamp like this. Actually, I think I'm going to break that in half so it's a little smaller. I like the small stamps because the smaller the stamp head, the easier it is to use, right? If the head of the stamp, the face of it, is too large, let's say as big as a biscuit, like a KFC biscuit, then you have to push really hard into the clay in order to get an impression. But if the surface area is smaller, you have a greater amount of force. Right, so about the size of your thumb is a great size. Now, one of the important things to do right off the bat is to make sure that this is flat. And if you look at this from the side, you can tell it's not very flat. So I'm going to tap it. There we go. That helps. But these edges here are not very clean. And see this little nick? That's going to show up on the stamp. So I'm going to roll those edges and tap the face of my stamp. And you just keep doing that, making sure that you have crisp, sharp edges around the edges of your stamp are 90 degrees. And that you want to also ensure that your stamp is very flat. Now, this is a circular stamp, but if I wanted to make it a square, I could just tap the sides. I'm working on a wedging table, which is a table with a plaster of Paris surface. And there we have a stamp that has rounded corners. The next step is to let the stamp dry out until it's leather hard. Okay, so here's my initials, Jonathan Huang. Once this is leather hard, then we can do some carving. Okay, it's been a bit, and I've got some stamps that I made earlier that are leather hard. And what leather hard really means is the clay is stiff, and it's going to resist and hold up better to the carving process. If you are a fan of cheeses, your stamp should be stiff like Parmesan cheese. It should not be as soft as like a Jack or a Colby or a cheddar. We're thinking like Parm, Pecorino. Let me put it this way. If the cheese is hard enough to make like a good carbonara, then you're set. You're ready to rock. Okay, so this is an example of a squishy, soft stamp. This is too soft. It flexes. Versus this one. Look how hard that is. I can really squeeze hard even on these corners, and it's not moving. So this is ideal. Now check this out. This is a pentagon, and I've got a circle and a square, and I even have like organic shapes, right? Like this bean shape, or maybe like this teardrop or leaf-like shape. So when you're making stamps, I encourage you to, try a lot of different shapes and see what what works best for you, okay? Of course, keeping that face nice and flat. But now let's design a stamp, okay? Now, when I design a stamp, I like to think about, let's do this one. When I'm designing a stamp, I like to think about having the design, the carving of the stamp go all the way off the edges. Because when you stamp, you can really get some cool cool patterns when you multiply your stamp. So I'm going to do this. It's not a perfect pentagon, but let's try this. I think I'll just make some lines that go in towards the center of this pentagon, making a bunch of triangles like that. Okay, let's try that. Now, here's a tip when you are carving, and I'm gonna go, let's zoom in, shall we? Shall we zoom in? Yeah. Focus, focus, there we go. When you are carving, it's better to carve from the outside in towards the center than from the inside out. The reason is, if you're carving from the inside out, you can blow out the corners, and I'm gonna try and avoid that. So here we go. I'm going to use a needle tool, and I'm just going to gently, slowly carve in a line. And what I'm doing is I'm holding that tool at an angle for that first cut. And then I'm going to carve in at another angle. And what that does is it gives you, look what it gives you. It gives you a channel that is a V-shaped channel, and that's what you need to have a successful stamp, or at least you want something that is nice and a nice deep channel for the clay to kind of squirt and squish into. So another thing you can do, now this is way more dangerous, but of course it's more fun, you can use a knife or a razor blade. And that's going to give you a really clean cut. Now, of course, this is super dangerous because I'm pushing down, and look, my thumb's right in the way. Not good practice. Not good example. Okay, move my finger out of the way of the blade. Do not want to cut myself in front of everybody. Zoop. All right, guys, check out that carving and look at the sides. Do you see how deep? You see how deep those carvings are? It's a V-shaped channel all the way around. Let's give that a test, shall we? Push in nice and hard. Hey! And it lifts off. All right. There's my stamped texture. Pretty fun. It probably would have worked out better if I had a perfect pentagram, but what's fun about this is it's a little bit loose. It's a little bit harder to predict. That's some stamps. And when you are finished and are happy with your design, what you want to do is bisque it. And you can bisque fire your stamps, and then they'll end up looking like this. This is one of my favorite designs. It's just a square with two channels carved into it. And what's cool about it is it's a design that rotates well. I think I might have used this on another video recently. I think I did. One of my cup videos. And see, this is like a rotating pattern. So it'll make this cool diamond shape. And that happens when you have a stamp where the carvings go off the edge. You can kind of make a cool design that way. What are some other things to consider? When you're firing your stamps, you want your stamps to be fired to a high bisque, maybe like cone 04 is good, because then they will be a little bit more sturdy. That's what I like to fire my stamps to, if I remember. Here's another design. Here's another one. I've got a ton of these things. So you can see how much fun the stamps are, and obviously if you have a glaze that breaks on texture, you can highlight your stamp texture even more, or you can do mishima, which is like brushing in some slip into the indentations, letting the slip dry, and then scraping or sponging off the slip so it only remains in the indentations. And it's a great way to get some easy, fast texture that is so unique. It's going to be so unique to you and your work because nobody else is going to have the exact same handmade stamp like that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.